Kim, I guess just talk about the defense and the way that you guys played in the second half, or what was there any changes made at halftime?
No, I just think, Jerry, you followed the program for years. We're going to guard you and we're going to rebound the basketball. We just beat what I consider the hottest team in the Big 12 right now. I think we're pretty hot. And when I say hot, I mean they're playing good. They've had a change in their lineup. They're hard to defend. I think they came out on fire. And you just stay the course with what you're doing defensively, because fatigue at some point when kids are playing that many minutes is going to set in and they're going to start missing those shots. You don't have to change anything. You just pat them on the rear and say, nice shot, and you keep playing. And to go on the road right now and play OU, this is a compliment to my basketball team, because I just thought that we played pretty darn good.
All right, Chad, go ahead.
Kim, the first half was interesting in that there was such, dramatic runs by both teams. What was the biggest contributing factor to that, do you think?
Two teams that are playing their best basketball of the year right now, and getting it in the hands of people who can score the ball. With them, you obviously know Robertson and Maddie and Gregory. Those three are their main offensive players, and they're just playing very good. I think we're playing very good. I hate that Queen got in foul trouble, because she's playing her best basketball. And Alyssa, I just think all of our kids are in a comfort zone and playing with some confidence right now. I thought Sarah Andrews, you have to mention Sarah Andrews. Without Sarah Andrews in the first half coming in and giving us a spark when we lost the 10-point lead, and they took about an 8 to 10 point lead, and she got us right back to a tied ball game before the half. That's good basketball, and it's good for our team.
Dejanay, you and Moon both filled it up as well in the first half. Can you sort of describe your offensive flow, in the first and second quarters?
I mean, personally, they were really out on the perimeter. They were trapping ball screens. They were trying to get the ball out of our hands on the perimeter. So that really opened up the lane, the driving lanes. And that's what I tried to take advantage of. And I mean, we've seen time and time again, Moon is pretty much automatic from that mid-range 15-foot area. So anytime we can get her a shot there, or she can create herself a shot at that spot, I would bet on it going in. And I think that we just, obviously Liz and Queen were in a little bit of foul trouble, so we knew we had to step up and help produce on offense.
And Kim, with Moon hitting, a lot of shots in the first quarter, a lot of what, I would consider big baskets, to keep you guys from falling further behind, how important was that?
Well, it's always important, whether it's Moon or Dejanay or any of them. I thought Dee hit some mid-range jumpers in the crux of the game. We turned the ball over. They would trap us with on-ball screens, and we didn't handle that very well. If there's one thing today we didn't do well, and that was turnovers, and it was created from the traps. We didn't handle that well, and we'll get better. We haven't seen it much. They would bring tremendous help side, and we didn't get enough post touches because of the traps. We kind of panicked a little bit when trapped on the wing, and we got to do better than that today. But any bucket on the road, confidence-wise, for the whole team when people make buckets, and I thought a lot of people hit some big buckets today.
Excellent, thanks.
Cliff, go ahead and let us know who you're with, please.
Yeah, Cliff Brunt with the Associated Press. Coach, wanted to ask you about Dee's defense against Taylor Robertson. She does not have that kind of trouble getting shots off normally. Very quick release. If you could just put in perspective what she was able to do today defensively.
Well, she's been doing that her whole career at Baylor. So we know and respect how good Taylor Robertson is. And I think Dee, bless her heart, she's the one that gets assigned to the best players on the perimeter every time we play, and has throughout her career. She has great length. So as quick as you want to get a shot off, she's 6'6" on the perimeter. She was getting over screens. She didn't want to switch much when the post Maddie was setting the screens. She did some. I think our post players were instrumental in helping Dee Dee know when the screen was coming, and they were up in case Dee Dee got hung up on a screen to bide some time for Dee Dee to get over that screen. So what you saw from Dee Dee today is nothing we see it every day. We see it in practice every day. And, you know, it's just a testament to a kid who stays on the floor. She may have a turnover, she may miss a shot, she may do something bad, but you keep her on the floor because you know, you've seen through experience, she's going to get it back on the defensive end for you.
All right, Mandy, go ahead.
Coach, when you guys went in, so going into the half, you guys, out of the 10 points that was scored, Dejanay scored 7 of those 10 points. Can you just talk about what her presence did today, you know, overall, and of course, you know, heading into the half?
Well, you know, what she brings in a presence is you got to guard her on the perimeter. But a lot of her stuff today was she recognized, you know, I can just drive. They don't have much depth. They've got injuries and kids that have opted out. So they're not going to foul you much. They're going to take charges, which we had a boatload of those today. That's just their style of play. But she took opportunities to take the ball and dribble, penetrate, and get buckets in the paint.
And a quick follow-up, you know, Dejanay, it was obviously, you know, you had a leading scorer on the team. Just what did you see out of Oklahoma's defense?
I think really what got us going towards the end of that first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, was running in transition. We were able to get rebounds and score quickly in transition, and that's always an energy boost. And for me personally, that really helps me get going, you know, seeing a ball go through the basket, easy layups, transition, stuff like that. But from their defense, just what Coach was saying, they were definitely out on the perimeter really, really hard. And so the driving lanes were open, and we know that they don't really want to foul. And I mean, go into them, make them try to make them foul us. But if they don't, I just know that I had to finish.
And just one more quick one, Dejanay. You know, we were told about the fire alarm going off at 5:30 this morning. What was that like, you know, waking up to that? Take us through that.
I mean, I was just like, this cannot be real. I was literally laying in my bed like, this is not real. It was probably like 5, 6 a.m. And then it happened again, probably 15 minutes later, and then again, like an hour later. So it was a long morning from that standpoint, but we've dealt with worse. We've dealt with the weather at this point. We've dealt with COVID, so they could throw anything at us. We're ready for it.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, Dejanay, on that same note, first it's COVID you're dealing with all year. Then you have this past week of weather and power outages. Do you feel, with your experience, that the team is better off having gone through all this adversity before March rolls around?
I mean, I don't know if that's what caused us to be better, but I think we're better now than we were a month ago or even 2 months ago. So I don't know what exactly to attribute it to. I think we're getting more comfortable playing with each other. We're trusting each other more, and all of those things are completely out of our control, really. So we just know that we can only control what we can't control, and just stick together through it all. I think we mentioned that we had to miss a couple of days of practice this week, but everyone came back with a ton of energy and a ton of fire and excited to be back together. I think it just makes you really enjoy every moment that you have on the court because you don't know what's going to happen.
And Coach, what can you say about the way your team just continuously rolls with the punches and just keeps taking whatever's thrown at them?
Well, I think the reason we're playing the way we are right now is we've not had any interruptions when one player's gone for a week or 10 days. When we missed the 3 days this week of practice, we were all away. So it's just being together and being on the floor. You know, this isn't going to stop tomorrow. You know, last time I checked, we all got to go to San Antonio and get COVID tested and stay in a bubble and do all that. So don't think by any stretch anything's fixing to be normal. We may not have snow and ice, but I feel like this is not going to be normal until we all take these masks off and until we're all not tested anymore, until we all don't have to worry about sniffles and cold and COVID and flu and everything else. So what you do is you adjust and you figure out how to deal with it, and don't make excuses. There are no excuses. You have to know what's fixing to happen. You're going to have teams that head to the NCAA tournament that are going to have COVID hit their team. And God, I pray every night it's not us, but I have no control over that. And that's what makes it so unusual. That's what makes it so enjoyable when you do have everybody together, because you just really don't know how long it's going to last.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Let's get out of here, baby.
Yes.